Yo, what's good, YouTube? Once again, back up on here. You already know. Big Sam here. Just talking, telling my stories, talking about just in general life stuff. You know what it is. You know. Shout out to all my dudes telling their story. You know, where everybody on YouTube telling their lifetime stories or whatever stories they telling them. Shout outs to them. You know what I'm saying? Word up. Trying to see if we get some people up in here, before we start, talking. But anyway, you know, anybody like what they see on this video, like what they hear, subscribe to the channel, show me some love. Leave a comment, whatever you think about whatever you think you heard, you know what I'm saying, or how you feel about things, or if it ever happened to you, or if you're going through these situations, because I know I can't be the only one in the world, you know what I'm saying? So holla at me, you already know. Yeah, trying to see if we get some more people up in here, Word. So just bear with me. Word. I want to give a shout out to the LES. You already know. LES representing. Right now I'm in Brooklyn. I want to give a shout out to Brooklyn too, East New York, all day. Chilling. You know what I mean? Get your money out there and just live your life. You heard? We're trying to get some people up in here. Trying to see if somebody come up in here. New channel, Big Sam FTW. Gonna be a growing channel. Get on it now. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait till it's popping to get on. Get on it now while it's on. Because trust me, it's gonna get crazy. Taking a little sip of water before this stuff popping. Let's see what's going on. But anyway, let's get it popping. You see what I'm saying? Today, I really ain't got no stories or nothing. But, I want to talk about the K2 thing, what's going on with the K2 thing. And the K2 thing is getting out of control, because I be seeing these young kids on the street now and they be leaning and all junkied out on the train and these dudes be real young. So I'm like, damn, what's going on? And that's coming from me. I'm a dude that, I'm old school. I done played around with some drugs. I used, smoke the wet and wet, do some acid, stuff like that. But I never really took it that far. Like I never stuck nothing in my nose, never smoked no crack and nothing crazy like that. But yeah, once in a blue, nigga get wet up, whatever, but whatever. But anyway, that's what brings me into my little, not too much of a story, but story and coming up to what's popping in general, you know. Word. So yeah, back in the days, I'm a dude, whose whole family was like mostly on drugs. All my uncles, most of my cousins, all of them grew up on drugs. So drugs was always around me. Back in the days, my pops used to sell drugs, my mom used to sell drugs. So drugs was like something that was just always around me. So yeah. So it wasn't never nothing out of the ordinary. Me watching people lean and stuff like that was always normal to me growing up, especially in the 90s, when everybody was using dope and all that crap. And, I don't want to say that, it takes away from a person, because a real dude is a real dude, even though he's a junkie or whatever it is. Some dudes, it's just real, no matter what they on, no matter if they smoking weed or sniffing dope or smoking coke, whatever the hell they doing. But today we want to talk about that K2 joint because that K2 joint right now seems to be the worst joint. You know what I'm saying? Word. And I'm telling you, I done seen crackheads, I done seen dope heads, I done seen meth heads, I done seen all type of junky niggas, But the K2 to me is the worst, man, because the K2 is catching the young kids, and these young kids, they buying this K2 stuff thinking that, it's cool because it's cheap and you get a lot of it. And it's not cool, man. Word, it's not cool. It's like really messing with your brain cells and it could really take you somewhere that you might not even come back from. You heard? Word. So to me, it's way worse than angel dust or any of that other crap that dudes used to do back in the day. Word. And I'm saying all this because, like I said, I be outside. I go through Myrtle. I go through Flushing Avenue. I go through these little areas, and even uptown. I went to a funeral uptown, and I seen that area like by 125th and all that. It's just all crazy. It's just all crazy, and it just bugged out. And I feel like it needs to stop. Like they need to get on that quick because, like I said, it's catching the young kids and the young kids that are not developed right, their young minds, they might get stuck on that and really never come back from that. So yeah, what makes me talk about it today, like I said, is that I went to a funeral and I'm talking with my uncle, and my uncle be smoking that K2 stuff, right? And he's all messed up, smoking that K2 stuff, and he's trying to convince me on how they don't do nothing and they don't do nothing to me, all this crap and all this crap, right? So, me and my bro, we like, yo, you need to chill on that, because that's not bud. Just smoke bud. If you're gonna do anything, just smoke bud. For anybody out there, man, if you are gonna decide to mess with drugs and none of that, just smoke weed, man. Just smoke weed. That's all you need, and even that, man, even that nowadays is causing anxiety and all that. So you don't, try not to abuse it, word, because I done abused it. I done did it all with the weed, smoked it in every which kind of way, and it's just another drug that could be abused if you just take advantage of it. But yeah, if anything, just smoke your bud, feel mellow or have your little glass of wine or whatever, and stick to that, man. Don't be out there messing with this other stuff, man. Because nowadays drugs ain't even drugs, man. Word, and I say that because somebody just said that to me yesterday, like word, drugs ain't even drugs. Like you buy cocaine and for the people who mess with cocaine, like is it really cocaine? Like so many people done had it before you. Like, is it really the drug that you bought? Word. But back to the K2 thing, talking to my uncle, and my uncle's looking all beat up and old and finished. See who's in here. Shakima. Shakima Williams. What's up, Shakima Williams? Thanks for the love. You already know. Yeah, that K2 is crazy and it's mad cheap. That's another thing, it's mad cheap. And that's how they get you. They selling you an eighth of K2 for like what is it, $1 now or something? I'm not really sure. I never really even seen it before. And that's why I be trying to be careful. It's like I had a bag of it once that my boy gave me and I saw what it looked like and it looked like broken up incense and stuff like that. Like if they took an incense and like just chopped it in mad pieces and shredded it. And that's exactly what it smelled like too. Word. But yeah, don't be messing with that stuff, because like, it's dumb cheap and unfortunately it's legal and you can get it in whatever store sells it. Nowadays I guess they trying to stop it, but at first it was legal. They can't really do nothing about it. And the kids was getting it cheap, and even in jail they getting it, which is more crazier because who wants to be like that in jail? I seen something on YouTube where a dude was smoking K2 in jail and was like all over the floor and laying down. Like who wants to be so off guard in jail like that, and be walking around crazy like that in jail, having people watching you all crazy like that. They probably stealing your stuff, running through your stuff while you on the floor like a junkie. Yeah, so it sucks what the drug does, you know. And going back to like I was saying, I'm talking to my uncle, and he be talking about he's smoking the K2, and it don't really do nothing to him. But the way he looks doesn't say that to me. The way he looks says that it does a lot to you. You know what I'm saying? You looking really beat up. Your body looks different. You're just different, you know? He's all skinny and shit, looking like a zombie, walking like a zombie, talking about it don't do nothing to him, you know? So that's what made me talk about it here. Like I said, I had, a lot of family members died from drugs back in the days using the wrong drugs, or got family members to this day that are stuck on drugs. And they just can't get find a way to get off of it. When I was a younger kid, I used to try to talk to them, but who's gonna listen to a younger kid? I was always a young kid who always hung out with older dudes, and this is why I got to see what these drugs did to people at a young age and never really got caught up. Thank God, you know what I'm saying, that I never took it there and really got caught up in any hardcore drugs. But nowadays, kids are misled. Kids are misled, and they're not getting the right support from the older dudes nowadays. There's nobody out on the street to like really tell you like, bro, you shouldn't be doing that. When I was a young kid, there was a lot of older dudes on the street where if they saw you as a young kid and they saw you doing something crazy that they thought you was crazy for doing that they saw you as a little kid, they'd be like, yo, they don't do that, or they will go tell your parents if they knew your parents, like, I seen your baby over there doing something crazy that could really get him hurt, you know. Nowadays, not too many people, people are stuck in their phones. They're not even looking around, trust me, because I observe everything when I'm outside, and I be watching some people, man, and people don't even look up, man. I can't even remember the last time a person looked me in my eye as I walked past them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, word. But back to the K2 joint, right? My uncle looking all beat up, I've done had mad family members die of the drug or for other drugs, so I be trying to talk to the young kids. I'm an older dude. I look, younger than what I am. Than my age, but I'm an older dude and I done seen it all, bro. I done seen dope heads, crack heads, like I said earlier in the video, leaning on the street, even my own family members, you heard? And it's sad, man. It's sad. And not too long ago, I was on the train and I'm watching these two dudes. They get on the train and and they talking regular. They talking regular, back and forth, talking regular. And I'm not listening to what they saying, but I got my headphones on. But I can tell that they talking regular, they moving regular, everything was cool, you heard? So then all of a sudden, I see the homie rolling up a blunt. So I ain't think nothing of it, he rolling up a blunt, whatever. So they rolling up the blunt, they light the blunt, and they hit it. Boom, they hit it regular. I don't think nothing of it. They hitting it regular. It is what it is. But like less than not even 90 seconds later, man, it's like I seen him and it's like one got up and he was holding on to the pole and it was like he was completely blind, bro. It's like he had no idea of where he was at. You heard? Like in 90 seconds. Word. So the dude gets up, he got no idea where he's at, man. You can tell by the way he's moving and all that that he cannot even see where he's going. He is finished automatically. So then we got the other dude, he's holding the blunt, right? He's holding the blunt. He just finished hitting it. He's holding the blunt. And he just keep running, he just keep moving forward, moving forward, moving forward, right? So now I'm like, damn, you know, these niggas, whatever they smoking, is hitting. So he's just like that, moving forward, moving forward, moving forward, and before you know it, he falls on the floor. He falls on the floor. The blunt falls on the floor. It's like not even. It's like they didn't even smoke any of it. The blunt was still like that. It's like they hit it once only each. I swear, it's like by the time Duke passed it to the other dude, he was already in another world. He was gone already. So now we got one dude holding on to the pole, blind. He don't even know like what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? And the other dude is on the floor. And it's funny because I'm listening to my music. I'm watching this whole thing go down from beginning to the end. From the minute they lit the blunt to the minute they twerked out, tweaked out like that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn. I'm looking at these two dudes. I'm like, damn. Like, it's crazy. Mhm. It's crazy. So boom, they get to their stop, right? Right there, Flushing Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. You already know what it is. Brooklyn. What's up? Right? They get off, they stop. And it's like one dude is helping the other dude get off the floor, but he's completely blind. And somehow he helps him up off the floor, and he somehow blind walked himself way off the train. And I see them like before the train takes off, I see them like fake trying to go down the steps, but they were stuck right there, like on the steps. So I just didn't even know what to think. Word. And then another time, around that same area, I'm walking through there, we getting some food, and these dudes are just all over the place, bro. These same kind of dudes, leaning, dusty, and they young. You can easily look into their eyes and tell that they in their 20s, early 20s, late 20s, but in they, they young. Most of these dudes be young. And they be all messed up on that K2, man. Word. And like I said, even in jail, after watching that YouTube video, I'm like, damn, even in jail, who the hell wants to be in jail like that? All K2'd up, messed up on the floor, going up, doing all types of crazy crap, waking up, not knowing where the hell you at. Jail's already crazy as it is. Who the hell wants to be like that? You know? Word. I mean, ain't too many people in this room, but for whoever sees this video, leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the what's going on with the K2. You know what I mean? Press the subscribe button and the notification, and hear the more stories to come, because there's plenty of more stories to come. Right now I'm not even telling the story. Right now I'm just speaking reality, man. What I've seen in the last couple of days, or months, last couple of days and months. Because I was outside the other day, and you see these dudes all over the place. You go into the LES and you go around like certain areas, and they all over there, and I tell my family members to watch out for these people, because the K2 does something to their brain, So when you see somebody like that, like you feel is like talking to themselves or doing some crazy stuff, like just try to completely stay away from them, man, because their mind is not clicking right. That K2 has them in a different world, and it might not even be them. You know what I mean? They tripping, and it might not even be them. They might do something and then wake up off the K2 and be like, "Word, I did that. Who, when?" They don't even know what they're doing. Some word. So just tell do yourself a favor, and stay away from these type of people. Try at least. And even on the train, I see a lot of them on the train. There's a lot of stuff going on the train. People got to protect themselves, because it's just getting out of control. It's just getting out of control. You know what I'm saying? And the city needs to do something about this, man, because we can't be having a whole bunch of K2 zombies running around deciding that they're gonna do crime whenever they just feel like it. They're just gonna feel like doing crime and then say that, oh nah, it wasn't me who did it. It was the K2 that had me going crazy. Nah. So we need to dead that quick. Word. Another thing about the K2 that I wanted to say, nowadays, the bud is like very different. It looks different. It comes different. They got all these different kind of crazy flavors and all this authentic weed or whatever it is they call it, exotic or whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I love to smoke the platinum, the purple haze. You know what I'm saying? I'm an old school nigga, like to smoke the sour. I done smoked plenty of hot ox. If anybody knows what that means, that's just regular bud. It's just regs. I done smoked plenty of regs, but even back then there was regs that was decent. You could get the chocolate. Used to go back to the, Hancock and Evergreen. If anybody knows about that, all my old school niggas should know about that. Go to South First, get the dimes of chocolate. You know what I mean? And at least you knew what you was smoking. You knew when you took it out the bag, it was bud. You know. But nowadays they got all these crazy different looking buds, man. And you got to be careful out there. Because these dudes is just out there, and everybody don't. It's like everybody selling bud, it's like I try to sell bud, and the dude told me, yo, I got bud, and he laughed at me, and then I seen a dude, word the mother, son, word the mother. I try to see him again. I don't know if anybody's seen this dude. I don't really drive like that. I'm a dude that likes to walk the streets and be on a train and I'm just that type of dude, I'm real universal. I'll be everywhere, Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, New Jersey, wherever I'll be everywhere, bro. Word. Oh, and that's another thing in Jersey too. You heard Mad K2 heads running around all over the place. I see them all over the train station. You heard they hanging out in the hallways, hanging out on the steps, looking bananas, looking crazy, crazy, crazy. Like little kids will be scared. You see what I'm saying? You be scared to death. You come off a train and it's mad dark, especially out there in Newark. You get off the train, it's mad dark, and you see these zombie dudes just come out of nowhere. Like nah, man, that's not cool. And they be on that Jersey train too. So you got to be careful out there. Everybody protect themselves. And like I said, just be cautious. You ain't got to be like yelling at them. You ain't got to be like, yo, get the hell away from me. And not just, stay away from them. They try to approach you, then you do what you have to do. But until then, just stay away from them and keep yourself separated. Word. And that's in Jersey. Word. Shout outs to Jersey. But anyway, it's crazy. When you come back down to New York, they all over the trains and they everywhere. So like I was saying, you need to protect yourself, and just be cautious, man. And for anybody who be smoking bud, I smoke bud crazy, like I was saying, just watch your bud, man. Break it up, break it up. I mean, I'm an old school dude. I know what it is. I know what was bud and what's not bud. But for you new school niggas, man, for you young dudes that are just getting into this smoking bud game and all that, chemicals, they're gonna be there. You gotta know your bud, when you're smoking it, you gotta know if it's sprayed with something or if you're smoking chemicals, or you gotta know all these kind of things, man, because all this is bad enough you smoking bud, you know what I mean? That's self-destruction as it is already. So then to be smoking chemicals too and all that crap, you know what I mean? Bug spray and whatever else these dudes are spraying on their bud, word, because there's a lot of bud that we be looking at and it's like, yo, what is this? So be careful, bro. Be careful from the people you buying bud from, and when you buying it, make sure that they selling you bud. You even if you have to ask them like, yo, this is not K2, right? And word, and know the difference. Know the difference, man. Make sure that they're not mixing that stuff into your bud in any kind of way. You know what I mean? Feel it. It's different. It doesn't feel like weed. It doesn't look like weed. It smells completely off. And like I said, there's a lot of weed that I done bought and I done took back. And I'm like, yo, I don't want this bud. And the dude be like, why? And I'll be like, yo, I don't know. I just don't want that bud. You don't got nothing different? And he'd be like, whatever, whatever. If he got something different, he'll give me something different. If he don't, then I just won't take that bud that I'm not feeling. So yeah, so keep your eyes on your bud and make sure they're not selling you no garbage, that you're paying money for, thinking that you're smoking weed and you're not, you know. Word. I mean, the government, I don't know if it's the government who's making the K2, but you never know. You never know, man, because the sad part about it is that I can't even say it's a racial thing because I see white people stuck on it. I see Spanish people stuck on it. I see black people stuck on it. I see the young kids stuck on it. You know, like I said, I saw another YouTube video where the dude hit it and he started going crazy, and his man didn't know what the hell was going on. Like, who wants to smoke a blunt like that? And his man's all crazy. Like I said, he don't know what the hell's going on. His man on the floor doing whatever. Who wants to smoke this kind of crap? And who wants to hit that after you see your man do that? But the government, yeah, it could probably be the government. Who knows with these people, man, what they putting out there in this world to try to, shorten the economy or especially in this case, in this pandemic, man. This pandemic like really hurt everybody, bro. And some people came up in the pandemic, but most people it just put them out of business. Word. And I'm gonna speak for myself too. I had a very good job. That the pandemic cost me due to having to be shut down and all that. And then the people I guess lost so much money that they didn't even want to expand no more. And they didn't even want to open their business again. So I lost a very good job behind that. Word. And now I'm just telling you here my stories, telling you, what it is, man, because I got man stories. And like I said in the beginning of the video, shout out to all my dudes telling their stories. They know who they are. I really don't want to say no names because, I don't know if I got permission to be saying niggas' names and all that, but they be knowing who they are. If you look to my channel, you see who I'm subscribed to, and you be already knowing who I'm talking about. You heard? But these dudes already know who they are. Everybody who tells their stories out there, keep telling them, y'all the ones that made me want to talk about it. You know what I mean? So let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a new channel. It's gonna be blowing up soon. Big Sam TV. Just keep your eyes open for it. Gonna have becoming all types of exclusive stuff coming on this channel. You pressing on the subscribe button. You leave your comments to whatever you think about it. Work. Yeah, so let's get back to this K2 thing. Anybody, like I said, out there smoking a bud, when you break it up, make sure you smell it, get into it. You break the bud. Always break the bud and you get inside of it and you smell it real good. And make sure, what I mean, that is bud, bro. Because nowadays too, you got a lot of young dudes selling bud and they don't even be knowing the bud they selling. They'll tell you they got this, and then you get it home and it'll be this like, yo, this is not sour, this is haze, or this is not haze, this is platinum. These dudes don't even know what they be selling. They just put a name on it and they be out there trying to get money. And I ain't mad at them because get money. Word. When I was out there hustling, I done hustled through the 90s and the early 2000s. I was getting money. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. So get your money. But for the customer who's spending the money, keep your eyes out, man. Keep your eyes out. And like I said, I don't even want to put a race on it, but there's a lot of new weed spots out here that just came out of nowhere and all that. And I don't even know how these weed spots are taking over, whatever. But it's like all these weed spots, they all got the same bud. Like it's like one big connect that comes through and gives them the bud. And it's like they all got the same bud. Word. Because I done been right here in Brooklyn alone. There's like 7, 8 smoke shops that I go to, and they all got the same bud to me. It's like it all tastes the same. It ain't none of it different. But some of it comes funny. Sometimes I gotta look at it and I'm like, yo, is this really bud? So, for everybody out there who like I said is smoking bud, when make sure you break it up, make sure that it's bud and make sure that you getting the right product, because they'll sell you something and you mess around and smoke it and end up crazy. You heard? And especially talking to the young dudes, man, because it's the young dudes who are thinking this is a cheap high, a cheap way. Like, yeah, you roll 5 blunts out of 1K 2/8 and it only costs $2. But nah, nigga, nigga, you want to smoke something I see niggas sleeping and piss. Young dudes, yo, young dudes, man. And like what I'm saying, when I was young, bro, you couldn't be walking around leaning. That shit wasn't cool. I used to snap on my cousin all day for the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, man up and I'm stand up straight. You know, like you bugging, my nigga. And you know, niggas would cook you. They would cook you. If you don't understand what cook you means, they would snap on you all day and joke on you all day. And I've always told my boys, like, yo, if you ever see me stuck like that on anything, man, like beat me up, B. Make sure you slap me up out of that, man. Don't just leave me like that, be a junkie, man. You know, so for anybody out there who got a boy who's going through it, you know, and he's really your boy, you really care about what he's going through, you know, you do what you gotta do to get him off that crap, you know, or whatever crap he's on, bro, because it's not a game, man. Drugs is not even like it was before. And even before my time, I hear the older dudes saying that drugs is not the way it used to be when they was doing drugs. So imagine in 2022 where everything is fake, how fake drugs are. You heard? Everybody wants to be a kingpin and everybody wants to quadruple their money off a grant, you know. So it's like, come on, man. It's like like I said, my somebody had put it in my head yesterday, like, yo, is it even really drugs you doing anymore? Like it's coke, it's weed, it's dope. Word. It's coming to the point like it's water, you know? Word. So if you got a boy that's stuck on something, man, or a family member or whatever, do your best, man. Don't give up on them, man. You do your best. You try to get them up off that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Word. And some people just can't be helped, and I understand that. Some people can't be helped. Trust me, I know, bro. Some people don't want to hear it. They just can't be helped. It don't matter what you do for them. They're gonna do what they have to do. You heard? And I know all about that, bro. Trust me. But for y'all, you know, try to do something about it. Don't turn away from them. You know, if you see they have a problem, try to look into it. You know, word. I got a lot of young nephews that I keep my eyes on and make sure that they don't try to go, you know, that wrong way. And if they have a question about anything, ask me. I'm here to tell true stories. That's the channel. You heard Big Sam TV. True stories, no gimmicks. Holla at me. K2 joint. If you got somebody that you know is smoking that K2 joint, snatch that crap out their hand and throw it away, bro. And if they want to fight you, tell them, yo, I'm gonna fight you every time I see you smoking this K2 junk until they get the point, bro. Word, until they get the point. Get that joint out their hand because that shit right there, I don't know what it's doing, man. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely not good. It's making these young kids go crazy. It's messing with their brains and turning them into patients. You see what I'm saying? And who the hell wants to be a patient at 22 years old, 23 years old, bro? So yeah, if you got a boy, get him up off of that. If you got a family member, get him up off that. Like I said, you gotta beat him up. You gotta tie him up till he gets off that shit. You get him up off of that, man. Word, word. That goes for anybody, man. K2 joint is crazy. It's sad the way the streets look right now. You know, it's depressed. You know, I'll be over here. Streets look, you know, oppressed and depressed with these zombies walking around, and that's not good, man. We shouldn't see things like that no more. Like kids shouldn't have to come around their school and see zombies walking, man. It's 2022, man. That's like things of the past, man. That's things that I used to see when I was a kid, you know. And leaning was never cool, like I said. And nowadays, these kids, like I said, they smoke their K2 and be leaning and be all dirty on the floor. And come on, come on, man. I just seen some dude not too long ago, a couple of months ago. I was walking with my girl. We was down on the Lower East Side, 14th Street. We seen this black kid that we knew, and I remember when he was regular. Son used to get money and everything, and we don't know what happened to him. Dude come right up to us asking us for money, and I'm looking at my girl like, yo, don't we know this dude? And she's like, yeah. So I'm like, damn, it's crazy what happened to this dude, yo. And what's sad is I've done seen this happen to too many dudes. And yeah, he looked like he was stuck on that K2 joint, you know. And it's like I was trying to talk to him, and he was like, he wasn't even there. It's like his hand was stuck like that, like just give me money. Like the only thing he knew is where to get more K2. Word. And like I said, I've never really seen it personally, so I try to like watch videos on what it looks like. So when I'm buying my weed, I make sure it don't look like that. And like I said, there's a lot of new brands of weed out there. So watch what you're smoking, you heard? And watch what you're doing. And make sure, if you got young kids that are teenagers, make sure if they smoking weed, try to, you know, like I said, don't be yelling and screaming. Some parents ain't as strict as they was the way, my parents were strict. I would never been able to come home stuck on OK2. My moms would have beat that right out of me real quick. You heard? But yeah, if you got somebody who's smoking weed in your family and they young, 15, 16 years old, just be on top of them, man, and make sure that they smoking bud, and nothing else, man. Word. And that's it, man. That's what I felt like I had to say. That's what I had on my chest. I shared it with y'all. So whoever views the video, you already know. Subscribe, leave a comment, curse me out, do whatever you gotta do, man. Just show a nigga some love. Your word. And catch me on my next joint. You already know. Big Sem TV. You heard? Holla at me. Peace.